on, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and in today's video, sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons, we're gonna build a flaming manticore. And I've wanted to do this for a while, but I've been stalling for a number of reasons. Part of it has just been that I've been absolutely slammed, but now I have the time. And I did some testing that I want to talk about with the flaming manticore. And we're going to build this thing together. We're going to commit the skills. I'm going to bite the bullet. We're just going to do it. And there are 11 total skills that I kind of wanted, but only obviously 8 skill slots. One of those, by the way, is the talent skill. So only 7 free slots available. And what am I going to put in there? And we're going to talk about this. Now, the flaming manticore, obviously the 3 stats you care about are the int, the luck, and the spirit. But a question was posed to me when I went to go build this thing, and somebody said, Chisgule, I heard a rumor that if you take follow-up, it might interfere with how the talent skill works. So let's take a second, remind ourselves how the talent skill works, talk about how the pet ultimately, I think, is working based on some very simple testing. Okay, so the talent skill says that you deal magic damage to the target legion with a damage factor determined by your intelligence and creates a molten field which deals magic damage every second. Damage factor 15 to 3 enemy legions for 3 seconds. Baby, we got single target damage. We got AoE damage. Sweet. But there's more. Each time the Legion deals magic damage via an innate skill. The 5 skills that every hero starts out with, okay, does not include talents. Of course, it doesn't include talents because a talent is not a skill, but whatever. I'm glad they clarify it. It gains 1 stack of Burning Mark, max of 7 stacks. Each stack of Burning Mark increases the next instance of War Pet skill damage dealt by 2%. This can trigger 2 times per second, and casting a War Pet skill will clear all the stacks. So a little bit of the weirdness of this is that, yeah, I mean, if I am casting skills again, it does have the potential, of course, to clear all the stacks and do that, you know, multiple times per skill cycle, and then I'm maybe not doing as much damage. Definitely possible, but the thing that people were concerned about with follow-up in particular is that somehow they were worried that the molten fields would replace each other instead of stacking. At least that's what was expressed to me or how I understood it. So I went and did a test, and I can show you in a report versus a Darkling how this works. I think it's representative of a real situation. And for those of you wondering, Chisgule, it's pretty late in the day. Why is this your first video of the day? It's because we had a little skirmish going on earlier, and it was just for funsies, just getting some merits. We weren't really like trying to push in any meaningful way. And so I went and I did that, and I ran infantry over and over and over and over. And I just ran it down. These I ran these home before. Sad face. So I don't want you to think that I got absolutely raffle stomped with those. And I guess all my infantry reports got replaced by when I goofed off a little bit with marksmen, but whatever. Where was I going? Oh yeah. So, you know, I just had some fun, and then afterwards, you know, I did this little test, and so let's go to the saved here. So what I uncovered as I looked in the log is, first of all, it's like, holy smokes, like you start stacking this fire cage effect so fast when, and I used, by the way, the new hero Yun-ming plus Thea, okay? You start stacking so fast. It's crazy, right? So every time you see one of these little pictures here, I am stacking. Okay, it says cast at a skill, but in this case, we're stacking, we're stacking, we're stacking. And right here is the first time I actually use a pet skill. And good news for us, we also had follow-up trigger. Hooray! So we can see this all in action right away. So the damage of Fire Cage was 1,296, and follow-up was cast. So we know that 2 seconds later, we're going to get to cast this bad boy all over again. W, right? That's a W. So we get a look here. We did that 1,296 damage. We're already getting more stacks, by the way, which is kind of crazy. And now, on the next turn, we see the damage field from Fire Cage doing work. So now we have that AoE damage field right on top of that Darkling. 162 damage. Cool. Okay. Then Fire Cage is cast again. So now we have the follow-up cast. And I did the math on the percentage of follow-up, the damage I had dealt and like follow-up, and this is almost exact. So this is almost exactly the damage I would have expected. It's technically slightly less, but that probably has to do with the stacks having been cleared from Fire Cage. So the 210 is good, and the 162 is the prior damage field still doing damage. So what we'd expect to see in the next turn is the damage field twice, and we do! 159 is the new damage field, 162 is the old damage field. So we have both damage fields doing damage. Let me just say damage, 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 as much as I can. And now the first damage field is worn off, the second damage field is still going, 159 damage, and there it is again for the final turn, and ta-da, we're done. So it's looking to me, unless I'm misinterpreting somehow, and I don't think that I am, that follow-up looking real good. Okay, follow-up is looking real good on this pet. So if follow-up is looking good, what does that mean for the build? Well, there's a couple things that I want to go and do, all right? And what I'm going to do, whoo boy, I got some end of season skills to purchase, baby. I have been waiting for this moment. We have our final zone fight coming up, so I got to make these optimizations, baby. We got to make these optimizations. So I have been holding on to the upgrades here to take the talent skill to 2 stars. So let's do it. Absolute W. And now we need to go get some end of season skills. And I say skills plural. So I'm going to go and I'm going to grab the following. He says, while clicking the wrong thing. I'm going to grab the following. We go to Amber. We're going to scroll on down. And we're going to take Advanced Fire Cage. My spirit on this pet is tragically kind of mid. But we're going to do it anyways because it's a 3-star skill that I don't have to pay money for. That's a W in my book. That doesn't mean use every 3-star skill you can find. I'm just saying it's got to be pretty strong, and I'm not trying to absolutely min-max the damage. Per se, I'm trying to min-max my damage given how much I want to commit to this pet. Okay, and if I was rallying or garrisoning, we'd be having a very different conversation. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to have some fun in the open field, gosh darn it. So we're going to take Advanced Fire Cage and spend the 4 Amber, baby. We have done it. And then, because I'm doing follow-up, I mean, I would love to have a higher chance of triggering follow-up. That's a W in my book. It's just more damage. So I'm going to take Advanced Follow-Up. So here we go. Done. Woo, man, buying end of season skills in the middle of the season feels good. Now, we go to our pet and let's slam in the upgrades. We go to the skills, we go to the 3 stars, and yes, sir, we're going to take Advanced Fire Cage. We're going to learn it. We're going to put it right over here, replacing Bristles, because lol, Bristles. I mean, the pet came with it. That's cool and all. And we confirm it, and that is a huge W. Now, we're going to continue on, and we're going to put another skill on this bad boy. It's the 3-star skill right over here. Advanced Follow-Up. For this pet, oh my god. I mean, we have a 40% chance to trigger, but this one skill, it like basically is doubling it's more than doubling the value of follow-up. I mean, come on, folks. That seems really good, right? Like, doesn't that seem really good? I'm gonna take it. I think I'm doing this right. Lord help me if I'm not. So I think we take the Advanced Follow-Up, and I want to put it right over here next to Follow-Up for optics. It just looks cooler. All right. So we replace the empty slot with that bad boy, and we are feeling good about life right now. Okay. This pet is looking amazing so far. From here, what do I want to do? Well, there's a couple things that I want to put onto this pet, okay? One of the things that I want to put onto this pet is Magic Fortune. I think that the crits here are worth. And I also want to go with some crit damage, Magic Spirits. Okay? Crit chance, crit damage. Feels like it's probably a good choice. I don't know for sure, but that's my hunch. Now, I could also go for this crit damage, but instead, I'm going to go all in. And I would kind of love to just use up these stinking elemental harmonies in my inventory, right? Like, it's basically free to me. So there's a part of me that's like, it's free, Chisgule. It's free, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not sure that it's the most DPS. What I want to do is use the specific skill for this pet. Intense Fire Cage. It's not going to be cheap. And again, there's a part of me that's like, Chisgule, the other way is free to you. It's free, buddy. But I think I can get better damage with Intense Fire Cage, and I think I can build that over time. Increase the effect of the Burning Mark gained by Fire Cage. And this is an int skill. It's going to be a big amount for me. I think this is the way to go. So I'm going to learn it. I'm going to do it. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. If I'm right, then good for me. I'm right. So we're going to learn it. And I kind of want the visual of all of them together, you know, right over here. So I think we slam this bad boy over here. There it is. Confirm it. And I think a part of the reason this is so valuable in this context is that, remember, I'm going to use follow-up. It's going to make me do the active skill all over again. So I'm getting more Fire Cage, right? Now, I'm not going to have a ton of Burning Marks at that point. But yeah, I'm not going to have a ton of Burning Marks. I still feel like this is probably the way to go. Now, what I could do is just deploy, I think, Magic Fortune, Magic Spirits. And I think we just do that at this point. So we're going to get Magic Fortune on there. We're going to get Magic Spirits on there. So Magic Fortune, there's our crit chance. And then we bring in the crit damage, okay? So we're going to do Magic Spirits. We're going to drop it over here to keep them together for the sake of the visuals. Gosh darn it, it just looks cooler. All right. And now, obviously, hit weakness has to go. And I think my final skill ultimately is going to be Resonance. I'm not in love with it because my spirit's low, but I think, weirdly enough, this ends up being the way to max my damage. So I'm going to do that at this point. And then we replace the hit weakness. And there it is. Okay? Either way, it's pretty cheap. I'm making a fielding pet, not a rally garrison pet. This feels pretty good to me. So now, we're going to do some skill upgrades. But to do these upgrades and take these skills to 2 stars, I'm definitely going to need more pet coins. So I'm going to make my way into my inventory, I guess, and see what have I got. Chisgule, do you have some dragon tickets, my boy? Surely I have some dragon tickets. Oh, we have dragon tickets, all right. Oh, baby, we have some dragon tickets. Okay. So great news. We have dragon tickets, and not only do we have dragon tickets, but very recently, they refreshed the double purchase on dragon tickets. So, or not on dragon tickets, on pet coins. Now, for those of you wondering what a dragon ticket is, I'll have a link in the description. That is actually not an affiliate link or anything, although this video is sponsored. It's the official store for the game that you can go to, and you get basically a pre-purchase of a bundle that you buy, but on top of that, you get about 10% of value in what's called a dragon coin, which you also can exchange for bundles. So which of these should I buy? I mean, I think I'm ultimately going to need the full amount of coins anyways. So let's go with the large coin hoard. Yes, sir. Boom. Oh, feels good to have dragon coins. Pet coins. You know what I meant. Dragon tickets, pet coins, dragon coins. Would be nice to have more dragon coins. Okay, anyways. We go to the pet sanctuary as I stumble over my words. And now let's do some gosh blessed upgrades. Now, Intense Fire Cage, this is pretty dang expensive. Like, this is going to be really, really pricey. I don't have to max this bad boy out or take it to 2 stars today. But I'm definitely going to the 1 star. Yeah, this is a pricey one, man. All right, so we start this bad boy at 1 star. All right. Now, Magic Fortune. We have one of these, but I want more of them. So I guess we skill upgrade here, and then I can get a few more. Ooh, baby. It ain't cheap, but we do the thing, chat. Okay? Now, this is what I was talking about, how some of these upgrades would be practically free to me because I have them around. Maybe I should have gone with the other skill. That would have been free. But I don't think it's the most DPS. It's just a hunch. All right? So we slam this, and our crit rate is rising. It's not insane, but it's pretty decent. From here, we want to increase our crit damage. So let's go and do that. And now I need to buy this. Ooh, pricey. Ay, ay, ay. Oh boy, this pet's gonna bankrupt me, chat. Oh, I already did the upgrade, noob. Okay, now I have 2. I'm gonna buy 2 more, I think. This is gonna hurt. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be painful. Oh, it's not gonna be painful at all. 2,666. Okay. That seems good. Okay, feels like cheating. What does the 2-star version cost? Okay, just kidding. Don't do that, Chisgule. Don't do it. Okay, now, obviously, I want my follow-up to be much higher. This is a very valuable skill to me. And that's nice and cheap. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's get this thing. Yes, sir. Boom. Easy choices here, folks. Easy choices. Because I have a 91.33% chance to cast again. And the damage is a percentage of the original damage. That percentage goes up the higher I take this bad boy. So we can, I mean, we absolutely want to get that to be higher. So we go 1, 2, 3 on that. And we are so chilling. And then the real question is, do I drop the 28,000 pet coins for the tier 3 of follow-up? I think the answer is that I probably will, but I don't think I'm going to right now. I might save that for an event or right before the pass openings if I'm feeling frisky. I guess I could just do it. Let's work on resonance a little bit and see where this gets us. Okay. So resonance is pretty cheap. Easy to do. And then we could talk a little bit about the alternate skills I could have gone with. All right. And look at this. I mean, this is just free to me, man. That's just free to me. I should have, maybe with the other skill, I should have gone with the ones that were just free to me, you know? But okay. This, I think, is a pretty sick build out. I think this is the right way to go. I could totally be wrong. But this is making it... Look at the percent boost to my stacks here. This is 5% more damage per stack? I mean, I don't know if that's in this calculus already. I think it might be, actually. But that... I mean, getting stacked up here is going to be a big damage boost. If anything, I probably ought to be buying this. What's this cost me? I mean, this might be the biggest boost to DPS on this pet, potentially, rather than going to like a 3-star skill here. Golly, I mean, I've committed so much to this pet already. And this is enhancing my fire cage damage by so much, right? So I think just like the all in on fire cage is probably the way. I think I just bite the bullet here and we just do this thing. So we go intense. 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, this pet is ready to freaking slap. Oh my gosh. I just did that. And I feel good about it. But let's talk about what the alternatives could have been. Okay. There's a couple alternatives here. One alternative is you say, I don't believe in the fire cage damage. I believe in crit damage and crit chance. And if you did feel that way, you'd get rid of intense fire cage. You'd get rid of either resonance or advanced fire cage. Okay. So two of these 3 skills would go away. I think the 2 that would go away would be intense and resonance, but let's figure that out, because you would put elemental harmony in the build for more crit damage. Remember, you're pretty constrained over here by this crit chance. This isn't the same as like the angry roar, blood roar, where your crit chance is going to be through the roof. You can get almost 100% crit. You can't do that here. So even if these crit damages do stack, which like I'd be pretty frustrated if they didn't, even if these stacked, like you're just not getting the crit chance that I think makes that really absurd. And there's not really a way to do it. The closest you can do is intense follow-up. Okay. And on my pet, if I look at this from the 3-star perspective, right, the best I could be doing with that, if I had magic spirits up there, like, yeah, I mean, you're looking at what, 75% crit damage over here. So you could get to like 175% crit damage, and you could get to mental math, see, the thing is, it's like 42% chance to crit. That's why I'm not convinced of the crit damage package. But if you had this intense follow-up, presumably this crit chance stacks with this crit chance, and your follow-up would have an additional, at 3 stars, so pretty pricey, you'd have an additional, let's see this, 42% chance to crit, 43 almost % chance to crit. So you could get to nearly 100% chance to crit on your follow-up. The thing is that even if you 3-star the follow-up, it's not going to be full damage anyways. So I'm not quite confident that that would be the package, but that is a thing you could do. Okay, there's a thing you could do. I think it would work. The skills are worthy of consideration, and depending on what your attributes are, maybe that makes sense. But my gut on this one is that probably the way I've done it is a good way to go, and rip Chisgule's collection because I'm sitting on all these elemental harmonies. The other thing you could consider, and someone in my alliance had done, is they put Outbursts of Rage in there. And I guess if you're using a secondary that has rage, that's valuable. I'm going with this package, and I'll let you know how it goes. Gosh darn it. I think this is the jam right here. Now, if I were carving off skills for a 7 slot or a 6 slot, I think what I would do is I'd probably take Resonance off as my first pick, and I'd probably take Intense Fire Cage off as my second pick just because of the price. The alternative would actually be Advanced Follow-Up, which might be the better one to remove. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure offhand. I do think if you're going to take Magic Fortune, you want to do Magic Spirit. That's like a package that I think you want to do jointly. And will I put fruit into this pet? I definitely am not putting Luck Fruit into there. I could put Spirit Food under the assumption that no infantry pet will use Spirit. I think that is generally a safe assumption, because I'm kind of like, you know, Chisgule the infantry guy. I don't know. But I think if I were to enhance the pet, that's what I would do, is I would try to pump that spirit a little bit, because under a certain amount of spirit, it's like 1 fruit per point, which feels more reasonable to me. I think it would be up to what, the 243? It'd be 1 per. So like I could get another 15 spirit. What is that going to do for me? I honestly don't even know. I could try to find another pet with a comparable level of spirit and figure it out, but this is where I sit for now. Y'all enjoyed the video, throw a like on here, subscribe. This is my journey with the new mages. If you want to see the cards in the end screen, they'll be right over here for more mage stuff. I mean, I am on the verge, by the way, of getting the new artifact exemplar. I bit the bullet. Chat, I bit the bullet. And I just shredded a bunch of my artifacts. I was like, fine, get rid of them. And I pulled for exemplars. And, you know, it didn't go great. Probably could have done that in the vid. But I had a bunch of these artifacts sitting aside, like waiting. And I probably will just finish shredding Sorlins and finish the rest of this stuff before the pass opens in order to guarantee that I get the new artifact to the exemplar status. So I am on the doorstep. I will probably do that. And then we slam with these new mages and have a grand old time. All right. Now actually go check the cards in the end screen. I got to go get my gatherers out. I'm slacking. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. And let me know your thoughts in the comments on the build. Did I do the right thing? I don't know. Feels like a pretty decent build to me.